Yes, people. We're back here with another video and we're talking transfers. We're talking Jeremy Frimpong, Hoyson, Isak, players who have been linked to Liverpool over the past couple of days. And I've got a really strong feeling, especially Jeremy Frimpong could potentially be a Liverpool player this summer. So let's dive into it. So LFC Transfer Room has tweeted out that Liverpool's interest in Jeremy Frimpong is genuine. They have an exploring. They are exploring the opportunity. They are interested in the player, and he's a player they like. Fabrizio Romano. This is a deal that seems like it's not going away. Liverpool really do have a strong interest in Jeremy Frimpong. Um, And this is where I go back to the start of the video. Are FSG going to truly back Arnie Slot with the likes of players like signing Jeremy Frimpong? Obviously, Trent Alexander-Arnold's leaving the football club. It's confirmed, done, all that stuff. He's going to Real Madrid. Liverpool need back. Now, if you'd have said to me, Conor Bradley is fit for 38 games of the season, I am taking a hand off and I'm snapping it off. But we do know this season, I'll probably say the past 7-8 months, Conor Bradley's had a couple of injury problems. And we're going to need a recognised right back to be able to replace him if he is injured, and is really good to fluctuate between the two as well. And you look at the players that can play in those positions. Jarrell Kwanzaa can play there. I don't think when it's like 15, 20 minutes to go and you want to go really defensive and you want to up or whatever, I hear it. But to replace Conor Bradley when he's injured, not a fan of him, being honest. And we saw that in the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup final. Ultimately going forwards and defensively at times. So we do need someone that could even replace the attacking quality that Trent possesses. Now, I think it's really interesting because it looks like Slot does still want to keep one of the fullbacks attacking minded. And I'm really intrigued because it looks like we are going to sign Milos Kirkus from Bournemouth. Again, another really attacking fullback. Is Slot going to go with two attacking fullbacks? Maybe one full attack and one more overall defensively sound. I think this deal is a real one to watch. And obviously, there's Ben Jacobs has already tweeted. If I go to the tweet, Jamie Frimpong, 24-year-old, has a 35 million release clause. A summer exit from Bayer Leverkusen is realistic. It's looking like basically he's going to be leaving Bayer Leverkusen. You look at Jabi Alonso, who looks like he's going to be going to Real Madrid. Jonathan Tah looks like he's going to be leaving Leverkusen on free. Florian Wirtz is going to be going to not Manchester City, to Bayern Munich. It looks like everyone's just jumping ship. And for 35 million, I don't think you can go wrong. I do think there will be other clubs heavily interested in this deal. You are probably going to see the likes of Manchester United, Arsenal, I'll probably have a couple of clubs linked with Jeremy Frimpong. I don't think it's singly a one-horse race that Liverpool are going to go and sign him. But it looks like we are probably leading the pack. And obviously, Slot has said in his in his press conference, Slot on the right back selection going forward. If Conor Bradley would have been available for Chelsea, he would have started against Chelsea. And yeah, that is the Frimpong news. Obviously, it looks like he's going to be leaving Leverkusen. 35 million release clause. Let's hope Liverpool get it done because we do need right back options. But again, before I finish on him, the one thing with Frimpong for me is the defensive mind of him defensively. How is Slot going to be using him? It's going to be interesting, but we're going to have to wait and see until we see some more news on that. Moving on to Dean Hoyson, another deal that is looking like could potentially be heating up even more. Breaking: Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea are pushing to wrap up a deal for Dean Huijsen this month. Liverpool are there for Dean Huijsen 100%. The thing is with me with the Dean Huijsen deal, I have a couple of question marks. Are we going down the route of potentially Kwanzaa could leave? We've seen him been linked with the Villas, the Newcastles in the past. Could Joe Gomez be going? Could Konate even be going with the links to the Paris Saint-Germain and Real Madrid? He's only got 1 year left on his contract. I have said if Konate does not sign a deal for Liverpool within 2-3 weeks left of the transfer window, I love Konate. He's probably my top 3 players for Liverpool. I love the personality, and I think I love the personality of Ibra, man. I think he's a real character around the club, and I do think, look, everyone who knows him and watches Konate knows he's been an absolute animal and a beast for Liverpool this season. But hopefully, he will sign that respected contract. I think the Dean Huijsen to Liverpool deal happens basically on 3 things. One of the 3 centre backs will leave the football club this summer, and I think obviously Kwanzaa has got until 2027 or something like that. Joe Gomez, I'm not too sure, and obviously Virgil van Dijk. He's obviously staying here for another 2 more years, but again, it's future planning. We've seen it in the Manuel deal of Alisson. I want to see this in other areas. I want to see this in the attacking areas. I want to see this in the defensive areas as well, because I do think Huijsen is genuinely in the next 2 years going to be one of the best centre backs in the world. One of the best centre backs in the world. One of the best centre backs in the league, wherever he respectively goes to, and in the Champions League, because he will be playing Champions League football by then. And I think he's got a 50 mil release clause this summer. There is not a world where he stays at Bournemouth, no disrespect to them. When you've got Arsenal, Chelsea, and Liverpool going to basically act the release clause, you're not going to be staying there. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting summer for Bournemouth with Liverpool, because obviously we are linked with Kirkes. We're also linked with Semenyo. I don't see Liverpool getting all 3. I think we potentially get Huijsen and Kirkes, because I think the reason why Liverpool won't go back into it for like a Semenyo is because they're feeling like, yo, you've just got Huijsen for 50 million release clause. Kirk is about 40 million. You're not robbing us again. Like, yo, we're probably going to be asking you a fair bit for Semenyo. Do you know what I mean? So that is the news on Semenyo. Huijsen. And now Paul Joyce did come out and say this. This was a really interesting one for me. He has come out and said the Premier League champions, of course, are planning to improve their attacking options this summer, and that should not only aid the defensive of their domestic title, but allow them to be more threatening on the continent. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be really interesting, the attacking areas. Now, I'm going to pull you up a tweet here. I did see about Darwin Núñez on talking on the attacking areas. El Halal are believed to be ready to make a concerted effort to sign Darwin Núñez as soon as the transfer window opens in June the 1st, in order to have a player available for the FIFA World Club Cup. Now, this links back to what Paul Joyce has said, because it looks like Darwin Núñez is going to be going. That's been the news since January, since Al Hilal wanted Darwin. With Atletico Madrid have interest, and a couple of Italian clubs as well. It's going to be interesting. He either goes to Saudi or Atletico. And let me tell you why. 1, because they've got the money that they can pay for him. And 2, for Atletico, it looks like they have a strong interest. And it looks like possibly Liverpool could do a deal with Atletico Madrid where they get Julian Alvarez. Now, we know there's strong interest in Julian Alvarez to Liverpool, but they also want Darwin. Now, I always find player swaps plus cash are always kind of difficult to do. So I feel like this will probably be like a 2 separate deals. So let's say, for example, Darwin Núñez went to Atletico Madrid. But then basically we get Julian Alvarez and we're just going to give him 40 million. That's what I think could happen. I think he goes to Saudi, to be honest, because I believe is it Al Halal or one of the managers where they used to manage him at Benfica, so they actually know Darwin respectively quite well, and I think in terms of maximizing our money and getting our money back for Darwin Núñez, selling him to Saudi will be the best option for him and for us. So. And overall in the attacking areas, we've seen links to Mbuemo, we've seen again links to Julian Alvarez, we've seen links to Isak, we've seen links to Nico Williams recently as well. If I was to make a prediction, I think Liverpool signed a striker of the qualities of it's going to be either Isak, Alvarez, Sesko, Etatike type. I think it's going to be one of those type of players I think we're going to be signing. And then I think we go and sign a winger possibly as well, depending on if, again, the likes of Federico Chiesa, potentially he's been linked and moved to Napoli. You've seen Diaz. I think Diaz is an interesting one potentially because there's rumours about a new deal, but then there's also rumours about potentially leaving. And Diaz is getting to that age now where it's that last big contract. So do you commit to the club or do you go and fulfill your dream to go and play for like a Barcelona? Do you know what I mean? I think the Diaz to Barcelona only happens if Nico Williams to Barcelona happen, if you get what I mean. Obviously, we've been linked to Nico Williams ourselves. In my opinion, I'm going to be honest with you. I do not want Nico Williams at the football club. In my opinion, I don't rate him. So in terms of the analytics, and the data, team and everyone at the club probably would rate him. But from just watching Nico Williams in the Europa League and La Liga, and for Spain, I just don't rate him. I really don't. I think you can get a better value for money else. Well, in my opinion. So the attacking areas is going to be really interesting. It's looking like the left back, the right back, the centre back, and the attacking areas is going to be the shop window for Liverpool Football Club. Now, the bigger question is, are FSG going to back Arne Slot? I've got a weird feeling they are. Because I just don't think a manager can come in his first season, spend no money whatsoever, and win Premier League title and not get the backing. And we've seen interesting quotes from the manager and from Virgil van Dijk and Mo Salah saying on the long lines of, I'm excited about the summer from what the club, from the ears and stuff around the club, that they potentially are going to be bringing players in. On his slot, sounds like he's confident of potentially making signings. So, and we never really saw this with previous players under the regime. We never really saw this with Jurgen Klopp, who came out and said, oh yeah, we're going to sign loads of players this summer, or we're going to sign players. He's always been very happy with the squad. If an opportunity comes involved, we will attack it. But on his slot is actually speaking with a lot of confidence, which is what I like to hear. So that's big up to Arne Slot on that. But people, that is the end of the transfer video. We'll be doing dailies of these across the mix of the summer. So make sure you're subscribing, you're smashing the likes on the channel. We are around 800 subscribers. I think we are 39 or something like that away from 800 subs. So we're going to keep marching toward there. It's going to be a really interesting summer for transfers. We're going to be talking about Liverpool stuff. We're going to be speaking about other clubs as well. But yeah, make sure you are subscribing. Take care and goodbye. Is FSG going to back on his slot this summer? I mean, it's going to be the question we're all going to find out.